high, love.
Good morning, and glad to see there is such a large crowd here, and I was really excited to see how many of you already know about 3D printing, so let me tell you a little bit more about it, okay? So, I'm going to talk to you, and I hope I have some really cool examples about the future of product design and product manufacturing and development, okay? And 3D printing is really going to change that in a way that it means that if you want to make something, you don't need to be a big company anymore. Anyone can make a new product. You must have had at some point an idea like, I want to have a new toy, a new gadget, but it's not available. I can't get it in the stores. With 3D printing, if you have an idea, you can now make that, right? So, but before I go into it, let me tell you a little bit about myself and how I got into science and technology. When I was a kid, I wanted to become an astronaut. And as a result, I started building my own rockets. Because I wanted to become an astronaut, I started to study applied physics when I was 17. And another thing that I got very interested in, and actually sidetracked me from becoming an astronaut, otherwise I wouldn't be here as the CEO of Shapeways, was computers. And this is actually a picture of my first computer. It's a ZX Spectrum. You guys probably haven't heard of it. It was available in the 1980s. And to give you an idea, the amount of RAM and the amount of CPU power those things have was like thousands of times smaller than your phone today has. So, 16,000 characters was all the memory it had. So that's a letter of like 10 pages. That's all the memory. Nowadays, you have millions of times more than that. So it's kind of staggering. But I learned how to code on those things. And as a result, I, next to physics, studied a lot of computer science and went into startups. So that's a little bit about me. So let's now dive into 3D printing. And to kick that off, I have a little video I want to share with you that shows you how the machines work and what you can do with it, okay? So here it goes.
People are taking the power of creation into their own hands.
Boom. Open up your little skull, pull out your idea and create it. Like that's what Shapeways does in a nutshell.
3D printing is a way of making things element by element additively. The things that we're designing, you can't make them any other way.
I can make objects bigger, smaller, stranger. There's no limit to the variation you can apply.
I suddenly realized how much I was restrained by a lot of the technologies that were around before.
When something new comes to this home, she asks, have you bought it or have you made it?
If you look around us, we can buy any product we need to do whatever we want. What's missing, however, is our personal input into those products.
We have an idea, and then in the mail, the idea comes sort of as an object, and like, that's never existed before.
As a designer, you can concentrate on making the best object, the best product that you can, and Shapeways does the rest.
So we can make one of something and test it out. And all of this doesn't make any difference because there's no tooling, there's no molding.
There's no investment for a designer. It means also you can innovate faster. There's no penalty for innovation.
This gives rise to a whole new way of solving problems.
It's mind-blowing to think that we can build something today that was literally impossible yesterday.
All right, so 3D printing, you can make anything you want, really. You needed a factory, right? Or you need to be very handy and do it yourself. That's still an option. But if the product is a little bit more advanced, if it's like complex plastics, and you saw quite a few very complicated products out there that even have moving parts with gears and whatever you want, you needed to have a factory. And I don't know, but I don't think many of you have a factory, right? I for sure did not have one until I started Shapeways. And the idea is really to make a factory in such a way that everybody, you included, can use that factory to make the things you want. I think it's silly that companies decide what products get made. You guys should decide what products get made. You know, the things you want. And that's the power that 3D printing gives. Whether you use a printer on your desktop or whether you use a service like we offer at Shapeways, you now can turn your ideas using your computer into in a design and then bring that design to life. Now that still might sound a little bit difficult, so let me talk a little bit through how that works, and I can give you some cool examples. So at Shapeways, what we do, if you're a designer, if you know how to use a computer and you use the free available design software or anything else like Tinkercad or SketchUp or Blender, you can design something on your computer screen. And then when you think it is right, you can upload it to our site and you get feedback whether it's producible or not, and also what it will cost. You would be surprised that small plastic parts or actually cool figurines, they're actually pretty affordable. And then what is also cool is that if you think it's really something amazing, you can open a shop, and you can have your own toy shop. You can have your own gadget shop. And that's for free, and you can start selling. And every time you sell something, all of a sudden, you make money. I have to say, if you're under 18, you have to have okay from your parents to do so. But in any case, it is possible. So you can make your own toy store, your own gadget shop, or whatever. Where else can you do such a thing? And I think that is the power of 3D printing unlocking that. Basically, your imagination is your limitation. Small, big, weird shapes, weird colors, cool colors, whatever you want. If you have an idea, you can make it. I've seen, interconnectors between different types of toys that people are making, between Lego and technical stuff, and you can do whatever you want. If you have an idea, you use some software, you can even use scanning software I will talk about later, to turn it into something that is printable, and all of a sudden you can turn it into something you can hold in your hands and use. Who has heard about the Kerbal Space Program? Oh, quite a few. So what happened is, a few guys came up with an idea to make a different type of game, an indie game. They were not part of a big software company. They just thought they wanted to make this cool game. And they did, and lots of people loved it and started playing it. And then one of the founders thought well, wouldn't it be cool that the characters from the game, these guys, that they would exist in real life? And since the game already has the content, already has these characters in the game, he figured, can I move this into Shapeways and start selling them? So he did, and lots and lots of people love them. And I have an example of one of these guys here with me. And I'll share you the details about our booth where you can go and see them. We have plenty more over there. So, very simple. You have a game, you turn it into physical things. That wasn't possible before. Or, dinosaurs. And you saw in the video already the thing to the left. It's actually a design from a guy who made them like very, very large. And they were walking on the beach. Translated, they're called beach walkers. And a few students came up with the idea to scale them down, to make them about this big, and to print them. And surprisingly, because they hold over 80 moving parts, that really works. And so they turn it into a digital design and put it on Shapeways, and now everybody can get one. The middle part is a connector toy, and then to the right you see something that is just moving parts that are inside one of another. And then of course people love iPhones for some reason, so iPhone cases. So I think this is now everybody can come up with something. It happens, and that's the cool thing. And maybe not millions of people will buy it, and that's fine too, because we don't care, nobody cares. If there is one mate, that is more than fun enough. So who of you has played Minecraft? Yeah, I was expecting that. All right, so again, cool game. You can create your own stuff. But what I'm going to tell you here is that you actually can take your designs from Minecraft and make them real. I have an example here, and we have more at the booth, of one of the characters from Minecraft. And I have a little video to explain to you, using MineToys, how you can pretty easily, using your computer, take your own character, your own designs, and then pulling them into Shapeways. And then you can make them, and you can put them in your room, or you can create your own world in real life.
So I select that one. This all looks pretty good. And scroll down and just upload the model. Once the model's uploaded, it will do some pre-rendering, some testing, and so on. And you'll eventually see it on this page. And you can then go preview it. And there's a cute little preview here where you can see the various kinds of renders. And then finally, you can go add to cart, and that will order your model, and basically you go buy it, and a few weeks later you'll get something like this in the mail. So this is the Eiffel, and there's another view of the bottom, And that's about it. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye now.
So how cool is that? You can turn your own Minecraft things, designs, into real things. And the fun thing about that is actually, that I think is that Minecraft is a game. It's not a design tool. You know, nobody thought of building Minecraft as a design tool, but all of a sudden it is. So who says that 3D software should be hard? You know, Minecraft is pretty easy to use. I've seen plenty of people use it, and you guys do. So, and now you can use it to turn your ideas into things that you can create. Here are some other examples, which is kind of cool. Make your own bow tie. You know, Dungeons and Dragon dices, quadcopters. So how do you do it, right? You can use Minecraft. We already seen that. Another application that's really easy to use is from Autodesk. It's called 1-2-3D Catch. If you have an iPhone or an iPad, you can install this app. And using the camera, you can actually scan existing things by just going, pointing the camera at it, and you just scan the object. And it takes a little bit of practice, but it's not too hard. And then the software will give you feedback on the screen. When you have it scanned, you can hit upload and you can print it. And again, you know, if you have something already, you can modify it, or something that is broken, you can glue it together, but it's not perfect anymore. You can scan it, and then you can print it again. And if you're really dauntless, you can use JavaScript code and connect with our Shape.js engine. And using JavaScript, you can create any object you want as well. All right? That's it.